Breaking news. This January 2026. Well Explosives Pension Release for 2026. Yes, you heard that right. Special Announcement Security System. Zero Hassle Claiming Process. Plus, my special tips, Emergency Situations Pensioner. This video is a must-watch. This information will save you time, effort, and stress. Hard-earned pension. Smash that like button right now. Let's help our fellow pensioners get the information they deserve. All right, 2026. But before we dive deep into the specific date, let me give you the full context. First things first, let's talk about the current situation. SSS Pension Distribution System. For the longest time, pensioners delays confusion and frustration when it comes to claiming their monthly pension. Some of you have experienced waiting for days, even weeks, following major overhaul security system process. The management realized step-up parent hard-earned benefits. Now let me tell you where behind the scenes. The SSS management, in coordination with various banking partners and government agencies, conducted a comprehensive review of their pension distribution timeline. They looked at the data, they analyzed the patterns, and they discovered something very important. They found out during the first few days of the month with other government benefits, which causes congestion banks, ATM machines, and even SSS branches, or advance release organized smooth, and that's exactly what they did. The Social Security system has officially announced pension release for January 2026 will happen earlier than the usual schedule. Earlier, my specific dates and announce based on different categories of pensioners. Let me break this down for you in the clearest way possible, and I want you to listen carefully. For those who are receiving their pension through direct deposit or through their enrolled bank accounts, the first batch of pension will be released on January 3, 2026. Yes, you heard that right, January 3. That's way earlier than the usual mid-month release that we've been used to. This means if you're part of this category, by January 3, January 10, 15, or even later, as early as January 3. Now, for those who are enrolled in the SSS Unified Multipurpose ID or UID card ATM facility, your pension will be available starting January 5, 2026 difference, but still this is significantly earlier than the previous schedules. And the reason for this slight difference in dates is purely logistical. It's to ensure congested ATM machines and banking facilities. The SSS wants to make sure when you go to withdraw your pension, technical and most importantly safe at convenient experience for pensioners who are still claiming through the traditional method, which is through check distribution, or through SSS branch claiming. The schedule will be from January 6 to January 10, 2026. Again, this is earlier than usual, and the SSS has assured everyone that they have prepared enough personnel, enough facilities, and enough resources branches. They've learned from past experiences preparation is key, and they don't want a repeat of those chaotic scenes just to claim their pension. But wait, there's more. And this is something that I think will really make you happy. The SSS has also announced now for those who have special circumstances, senior citizens, bedridden pensioners, or those with disabilities, special accommodation programs, you can actually coordinate with your nearest SSS branch as early as December 2025, and they will arrange for alternative claiming procedures. Some branches are even offering home delivery services in coordination with authorized representatives. Imagine that. This is a huge development, and it shows how much the SSS is really trying to improve their services. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're probably asking, okay, those are the dates. How do I know which category I belong to? Great question, and I'm glad you're thinking ahead. The easiest way to verify your pension release date is through the official SSS website. Just go to sss.gov.ph, log in to your MySSS account, and check your pension schedule. If you haven't registered for a MySSS account yet, I highly encourage you to do so as soon as possible. It's free, it's easy to set up, and it gives you access to so much information about your SSS records, your contributions, your benefits, and of course, your pension schedule. For those who are not comfortable using computers or smartphones, don't worry, alternative methods. You can call the SSS hotline at 1455 or 892-0641, and their customer service representatives will assist you in checking your pension release date. You can also visit your nearest SSS branch, but I would suggest ahead of time, maybe during the last week of December 2025, stressed during the actual pension release period. Now let's talk about preparation. Knowing the date is only half the battle. You need to prepare properly claiming experience. For those who will be receiving their pension through bank deposit, the first thing you need to do is to verify active bank account. Check with your bank issues hold orders and, most importantly, updated contact information. Sometimes banks send important notifications through text or email. And if outdated on contact details, you might miss important announcements. For those using ATM cards, please make sure functioning card. Test it a few days before the release date. Withdraw a small amount. Check the balance. Make sure functions. The last thing you want is to go to the ATM on January 3rd or January 5th. If ever, you still have time to request for a replacement card or to resolve any issues with the SSS or your bank. For those who will be claiming through checks or at SSS branches, I want you to prepare all the necessary documents ahead of time. Bring your valid government-issued ID, your SSS ID or UMID card if you have one, and any other supporting documents that might be required. It's always better to bring more documents than necessary rather than coming up short and having to go back home to get something. Also, I highly recommend SSS branch. Don't wait until the afternoon when it's already crowded and hot, if you can be there when the branch opens process. Another important thing that I want to emphasize is security. Unfortunately, with pension releases, there are always bad elements who try to take advantage of our senior citizens and pensioners. Please be vigilant. If you're withdrawing from an ATM, make sure now you're in a safe location, preferably inside a bank or a well-lit, guarded area. Don't count your money in public and don't announce to everyone. If possible, bring a trusted companion with you, especially if you're withdrawing a substantial amount. For those who are sending representatives to claim on their behalf, make sure now you have a properly executed special power of attorney or authorization letter. The SSS is very strict about this, and for good reason. It's to protect you from unauthorized claims. Your representative should also bring their own valid ID along with a photocopy of your ID. Better safe than sorry, as they say. Now let's address some of the common concerns and questions that I've been seeing in the comments of my previous videos and in various social media groups. One of the most frequently asked questions is, will there be any changes in the pension amount for January 2026 based on the latest announcements from the SSS? There are no scheduled adjustments to the pension amounts for January 2026. The amounts will remain the same as what you received in December 2025. However, it's always possible. Now my announcements, but in the future, so stay tuned to official SSS channels for any updates. Another common question is about the 13th month pension. Many pensioners are asking if they will receive their 13th month pay in January along with their regular pension. Based on historical patterns and SSS policies, the 13th month pension is usually released in December, so if you haven't received it yet by late December 2025, then you should inquire with the SSS. But typically the January pension is just the regular monthly pension and does not include any additional 13th month payment. Some of you might also be wondering about those who have just recently been approved for pension benefits. If your pension was approved in late 2025, you might be part of a different batch, and your first pension release might not necessarily follow the January 310 schedule. For newly approved pensioners, I suggest directly coordinate with the SSS to verify when you can expect your first pension payment. Usually the first payment takes a bit longer because of processing requirements, but subsequent payments will follow the regular schedule. Let me also address the concern about pension loans. Some pensioners have existing pension loans with the SSS, and they're wondering if the deductions will affect their January 2026 pension. Yes, if you have an active pension loan, the monthly amortization will still be deducted from your January pension before it's released to you. This is standard procedure and will continue as per your loan agreement. If you have questions about your loan balance, or if you want to pay it off early, you can check your loan details through your My SSS account or by calling the SSS hotline. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about something that's really close to my heart, and that's financial planning. I know that for many of you, this pension is your primary or even your only source of income. It's what pays for your daily needs, your medications, your bills, and your other expenses. That's why it's so important that as soon as you receive your pension, you have a clear plan on how to use it wisely. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. That's your prerogative. But I do want to encourage you to budget wisely and to prioritize your essential needs first. One tip that I always share is to list down your expenses for the month. As soon as you get your pension, allocate amounts for food, utilities, medications, transportation, and other necessities. If there's anything left over, then you can use that for wants or for savings. It's also a good idea to set aside even a small amount for emergencies. You never know when you might need extra money for unexpected medical expenses or other urgent situations. Speaking of medical expenses, let me remind you that as SSS pensioners, you're also entitled to PhilHealth benefits. Make sure now active Enong PhilHealth membership and that you're taking advantage of the benefits available to you. This can significantly reduce your medical costs, especially if you have regular checkups or if you need to buy maintenance medications. If you're not sure about your PhilHealth status, you can check with your local Phil office or through their website. I also want to talk about the importance of staying informed. The SSS regularly updates their policies, procedures, and schedules, and it's crucial that you stay updated with these changes. Follow the official SSS social media pages. They have Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms where they post important announcements. You can also subscribe to their email newsletter if you have an email address. And of course, keep watching channels like this one where I make it a point to share the latest updates and to explain them in a way that's easy to understand. Another thing that I think is really important is community support. If you're part of a pensioners group or if you know other SSS pensioners in your area, share this information with them. Not everyone has access to the internet or to social media, and some of our fellow pensioners might not be aware of these new schedules. By sharing this information, you're helping ensure that everyone is informed and prepared. We're all in this together, and by supporting each other, we make things easier for everyone. Let me also address a concern that I've been seeing in some comments. Some people are worried now this earlier release date might be a one-time thing. Now it won't continue for the succeeding months. Based on the official announcement from the SSS, this new schedule is part of a broader effort to improve their pension distribution system, and it's intended to be a long-term implementation. Of course, policies can change, and there's always a possibility now that they might adjust the schedule in the future based on how the system performs, but for now, the indication is that this improved schedule is here to stay. I also want to encourage you to provide feedback to the SSS about your experience with this new schedule. If you find it convenient and helpful, let them know. If you encounter any problems or if you have suggestions for further improvement, share those too. The SSS actually values feedback from pensioners because it helps them identify areas where they can improve their services. You can submit feedback through their website, through their social media pages, or through their customer service hotline. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you a quick recap of everything we've discussed because I know this was a lot of information and I want to make sure the SSS pension for January 2026 will be released earlier than usual. For direct bank deposits expected on January 3rd for UMITA ATM card holders, it's January 5th. And for check claimants or those claiming at SSS branches, it's from January 6 to 10. Make sure you verify your specific schedule through the SSS website or hotline. Prepare your documents and your ATM cards ahead of time. Prioritize your safety and security when claiming or withdrawing your pension. Budget wisely and prioritize your essential needs. Stay informed about SSS updates and share this information with fellow pensioners. This is really exciting news, Mangaka SSS, and I hope you're as happy about this development as I am. It shows that the SSS is really listening to the concerns of pensioners and that they're making genuine efforts to improve their services. Yes, there's always room for more improvement. And yes, there are still challenges that need to be addressed, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. I want to thank you all for watching this video and for being part of this community. Your support means the world to me, and it's what motivates me to continue bringing you the latest and most accurate information about SSS and other important topics. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the video reach more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll see you in the next video.